Okay, we're back. So we wanted to find the tri-pentatonic long cage. Okay, now we can do the tri-pentatonic, the tri-diatonic long cage may be a little easier, and I'll show you how that works. Let's not choose C, because C doesn't even need a long pattern. So let's choose the A pattern here, okay? And let's square off that A with our little red box here. Now this is the big A pattern. Now why is it so big? Because not only we're going to play the long playaway, but we're also going to include the old style short pattern A, 5-6 root 2 3 5 6 root. Remember, we have the top part of an S3S here, the top 2/3 of it, then we have an S2L, and then we have the bottom 2/3 of an S3S right here that's brought over. Okay, so that's why the cage goes over to the left one, and it goes over to the right, because we're going to the next cage. From the A cage, we're going to end in the D cage. But let's play the tri-pentatonic. As you know, it's A, D, and E. Okay, that's our tri-pentatonic for the A cage. So we're going to play the long one now. And we're going to do it diatonically. Now, there's a complication. We can only play the diatonic scale on the root. The 4th and the 5th, we're going to only play pentatonic, maybe pentatonic plus one note, but right now we're going to focus on just pentatonic. And of course, you can play the triads. Anything you can do pentatonically, you can do with triads, because triads are part of a pentatonic scale. There are don't play notes in the 4th and the 5th. You can't play the 4th or the 4th. So if this is root, Ionian, okay, the 4th can only play the augmented 4th or the B on the key of C. We can't do that. We can do that on the 5th, because the suspended 4th of the 5th is the root again, but the suspended 4th of the 4th is a B flat. Okay, it changes the key to the key of F from the key of C. So we can't play that note. We can't play the F sharp in the 5th, in the mixolydian. We don't play the F sharp unless we want to go into a nice key of G. Okay, we don't want to do that unless we want to do that. Alright, so let's play the long pattern here. So we can go diatonic 1, pentatonic 4, pentatonic 5, diatonic. Right, let me make sure I get this right. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the diatonic of the 1 in so many notes. Now, when we want to go 1, 4, 5, so it's A, D, E. So now let's go from the A position to the D position, which is it's D-shaped F. And now we're going to go pentatonic. So this is where it gets a little tricky, okay? Because what we want to do right now, let's hope you could see the A cage, is you want to go to the 4th, so we're going to go to the D box, and we're actually going to play that D shape here. So and overlay this D shape into the A box, and this is where today's patterns will come in handy. We're playing a D pattern here, so it's just 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3, but now root 2, 3 is F, G, A. Right, root 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, and 3, 5. So we're going over to the C box there. Okay, so A box will play into the G box, right? You'll be finishing in this, because in the word caged, A goes to G. But when we go to the 4th, which is the D, The D is going to go to the next cage box up, which is the C box. So it's going to finish like this. And then we go to the E shape, which is the fifth of the A shape, and we're going to play a long pattern that brings us up to the D, because in cage we just go one cage letter up for one of the cages. It's not fourth or fifth, they're interlinked. So we're going to do the E cage here. So that's going to be root 2, 3. We're doing it right away. The walkovers right away here. Right here, root 2, 3. Then we're going to just go up into this D cage here. So it's real easy. Sorry about that E flat, but E flat's not a bad thing. Okay, submarine head. You know, that was starting to sound like Silent Hunter. Alright, so what I want to do is show you that, respect that we went up into the other cage, okay, from the E. So the E shape here, we're going to go up into the D, but we had to walk over right away. Now remember, the D pentatonic doesn't go to the fourth, is what I wanted to say. Okay, now it's not a bad note to hit, because from the fifth, the Mixolydian, I said we could go to that fourth, so we can do something like this, But we couldn't do that on the fourth. We can't go. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of. It's just taking it and forcing it into another key, and there's some resistance there to overcome. So that's what's going on. Alright, so we want to play the modal patterns. We want to play 7 cages, right? We can do that diatonically in the root, but we want to play the tri-pentatonic, which is 1, 4, 5 of each one of them. And by the way, the relative minor of the fourth and the fifth and the first is easy to determine, because you just take it one cage letter past that and play minor. So let's look at A. The A shape in any way, any long A, short A, we'll just play a chord. So one cage letter rather past A is G. We'll be playing a G minor shaped A minor. That will be in a root form, so it will be. It's okay to do the suspended fourth on the Ionian too. Alright, so let's look at how we're going to build these patterns. With guitar, it's so important to pay attention to what you're learning and how you're learning it, and not go back to the way that's easy to play, unless that is what you're doing and you're just trying to get really good at what you've already learned. So we want to look at these patterns. Okay, so we got to build these scales with these patterns. Now, this is the S3XL 3-string extra long. Here's our extra long, root 2, 3, 3 whole steps. Pentatonic. It's just 5, 6, root 2, 3, and then 5, 6 again. Can do it from A. Okay, but more often than not, we'll be doing it in pieces. So we're just going to go 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3 sometimes. Okay, and not play the top yet, because we're going to go off into one of the regular cage shapes up there. So that's the master key pattern. It looks like a key too.